permanent legal guardian, PLC, permanent legal custodian, I'm sorry, where the foster parent almost gains the rights of a natural parent without terminating the birth parent's rights. So they just become the permanent legal custodian of that child, and that child then stays in their care. The fourth one, children age out, go into a supervised independent living after age 16 and a half or so, or they stay in care and go into college, things like that. So we have some kids who choose to stay in care until they're 21.
Okay, well, I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about what's involved in the foster care program, but we have to take a short break right now.
Sounds like a plan.
And we will be right back. Welcome back. I'm Paul Mamelow, and we've been talking to Natofa Forbes, who's the Aldersgate Foster Care Coordinator. Natofa, we ended our last segment talking a little bit about the different programs that you have there at Aldersgate, and I'd just like to bring a little more clarity to the differences, particularly between the foster care program that you have and the adoption program. So if I'm interested in adopting, would I become a Aldersgate foster care parent first? Is that a natural progression? Is that a way it would work?
I think the best way to kind of separate it is between private adoption and adoption through foster care, because there's a little difference in that. The major difference is that private adoption is very, very expensive, and going through foster care, it's free. It's taken care of for you. Going through foster care also, it kind of helps you to kind of get acclimated to a child. You may get, the best thing for me, that foster parents come in with sometimes, and they're like, I want to have a 2-year-old. I would look like this. I would like them to act like this. And I get a 6-year-old, and I call and I say, hey there, John, I have a 6-year-old. I don't know. You let me know what you think. And they'll adopt that 6-year-old sometime. I have a foster parent who only took teenagers as foster kids. She was like, I don't want to see anyone under 14, and I just want to place with teenagers. And a couple years ago, I placed these 2 girls with her, 3 and a 4-year-old. They were sisters, and she's about to adopt in a few months. So, things like that happens. So that's like the great thing with foster care, is that you get to have the kids, you get the great support of having workers kind of taking you through it. And there's also the small stipend with foster care. And once you've adopted, you get that stipend up until that child is 18. So those kinds of little things help. It's definitely not as expensive. So it's pretty great.
That's really interesting, because I was going to ask you what the normal term, how long a child is placed in the foster care program, but it sounds like it really varies, and it could go on to full adoption and
absolutely,
basically go on forever. Is that right?
Absolutely. We have short-term placements, middle-term placements. We've had kids that stayed in for 2 weeks. We've had kids that stayed in for 6 weeks or 4 months. We've had kids that were in from age 2 to 18. So it really, really varies. It depends on where the foster parent is with determining if they want that child to permanently stay in their home, where the birth family is with working on their goals, different things like that. It helps to determine how long that child will be in foster care.
So I guess that's a really important part of your job, and one of the advantages that your experience brings to find what the parents need and how to match them up to the needs of the children.
Right, exactly. We definitely take that into account. We take into account if a parent's never parented before. You won't give them a child that's going to argue every word they say. Yeah. We try to kind of match them with someone that'll work with them as well. We try to match personalities, different things. When you tell me that you're interested and I come out to your home and we're talking about what kind of child you may like, we talk about the characteristics you look for, what works for you. I get to know you as the parent, and so then when a child comes in and the county calls us and say, I have a child with these behaviors and they've gone through these and these and these things, I think, even if that's someone out of your range, I call you and I say, I know you don't really normally place with this age, but I have this child. Here are the qualities. Here's why I think it'll be a good match for you. Do you think you want to, place with this child? Something like that. And the foster parent always has the option to say, you know what, no, I don't know, or yeah, I'll try it. We've had foster parents that's done that. That's after after 2 weeks said, we don't necessarily love this, after 2 weeks said, you know what, Natofa, I don't know if it's a good fit. I'm not really sure. We had a foster parent who literally came in only for adoption. We really don't love for foster parents to come in solely for adoption because it varies so much. You may have a child that you say, I want this child is perfect, I want to adopt, and then that child ends up going back to the parents. We had a family who came in solely for adoption, and a year or so later they were just like, you know, it's not really working out, we're not getting exactly what we want. So we like foster parents to have a wider view of what they're looking for and just to be willing to kind of work with the type of children that come into care.
And then you have programs that help the parents, things that you do to support the parents
Foster
once children are,
parents? Absolutely. We do several things. We go out, our foster care social workers go out at minimum twice per month to meet with those family members. If they need us more than that, we go out to that. That's one of the benefits of being a small agency, is that we can go out weekly if that's what they need to be, that's the support they need. We can go out as often as they need. We also give our foster parent a stipend twice per year to help with clothing. We do holiday drive, we do Thanksgiving baskets, we do a foster care picnic, we do all kinds of things, and we get a lot of help from the community service organization, from a lot of community organizations, a lot of agencies within the area, churches, things like that, that donate stuff, or like a backpack drive. We do a lot of things to try to help our foster parents. Yeah.
And those are things you do to help the parents, and then
the
they also help the children as well. I was going to say.
It does. We do a hayride for them, and they love the hayride, the picnic, the holiday party, and the Santas and things like that. So they really enjoy those kinds of things.
So you have continuing programs that support those children while they're out there, as well as programs that help to educate and help the parents that have placed their children.
Absolutely.
So tell me then, why is Aldersgate actively recruiting right now for foster parents?
Well, there's a larger need right now for foster parents, and there's a large need for foster parents in the areas that we contract with, Montgomery and Bucks County and Philadelphia County. I think, you know, with foster care, people think, oh, it's not happening in my area, but it is happening, and that's why we're wanting this to broadcast in our area, because it is happening in our area. And we really, like I said earlier, you know, we really want to try to place kids in communities that they're accustomed to, so they don't have to get acclimated to something that's absolutely different from what they're used to. So we really are in need with the economy, the economy leads to stress. Stress possibly leads to abuse or neglect, things like that, some things that are outside of parents' control, like placing their kids because they've lost their homes and their vehicles, things like that. So all of those reasons coupled really are helping us now, or making us more aware to be looking for quality foster homes.
Well, it sounds like a great program that you have. I really thank you for being with us here on Abington News and Views.
Thank you.
Again, I'd like to thank our guest, Natofa Forbes from Aldersgate. Thank you for being with us today. I would like to thank our sponsors and our friends at Montgomery Newspapers. If you have any comments, news, or story ideas, or if you have any video news footage, call 215-884-9441 or email us at newsandviews@earthlink.net. I'm Paul Mamelo for Abington News and Views. Please join us again next time.